everybody, how's everybody doing? I hope everyone is doing well. This is going to be the new moon in Pisces reading for the sign of Pisces. Ooh. So we have a lot of water at this time, and it's even reflected in your cards, Pisces. So if we just take a moment and look at what's going on, we have the sun moved into Pisces effective the 18th. The new moon is in Pisces on the 23rd. And Mercury retrograde is in Pisces. So we got a lot of water, but this is a good time for healing. This is a good time to show empathy to yourself and to others. This is also a very intuitive, perceptive time. So I go back and check out the weekly reading with Mercury retrograde, because this is really very important at this time. But with that, let's just kind of get into the reading and see what we have here. Okay? The first card is Yemenjah. Now, she could be more or less like she's intuitive, understanding. She's like that mother type figure. Or maybe this is coming up. Maybe some of you need to talk to your mother now. This is Pisces, sun, moon, rising. Okay? So maybe some need to have a conversation with their mother. But there's a sense of patience and calm. But with Yemenjah, what's interesting when this card pulls up, because she's like Minerva. You ever see the bows of the ship where they have the lady carved in? That's Yemenjah, that energy. And also pulling this card, because Yemenjah, she is I can't remember the saint that she's associated with, so I'm not even going to go there. But what I am going to say to you, that she is like that. She is that chakra, like right between, right below the navel. Okay, so your sexual organs. Actually, she's that second chakra, which you pulled here. Okay. So, pulling this card, it's good to observe and study the effects of the moon. Like, we're coming on a new moon, but we just passed the full moon. What did you feel? What did you experience? And with all this water, I would be very mindful about drinking and being social. I'm just going to throw that out there, okay? So, even with this, think about how the full moon, new moon, some of the moon phases, if you just happen to check it out, see how they affect you. However, with this, pulling this card, if you are, say, monetary wealth, if that's your focus, the thing is, focus on building your future, building for your future before you fall prey to sexual desires, emotions. Sex could be a drug, so this is being mindful of that. Also, since this is here, be free of like base, and if you're dealing with some base emotions like anger, envy, greed, this is a good time to get that under control. With Mercury retrograde, like I mentioned, going to the reading, redo, revise, revamp. These are these are inside jobs. This is a very good time if you suffer with a lot of anger and things like that. And interesting that I pulled up this chakra card, because that's dealing with feelings and emotions, addictions. You think sex, drugs, rock and roll, food, there's all types of addictions that people have. Also, Remember, a negative mind can bring disaster. So about being overpossessive, regulate your primal needs, elevate your conscious through art or studying something new. And since we got this water, this passion card here, what stirs your passion other than sex, food, drugs, alcohol? And like I said, this is a very intuitive time, and with all this water, so there's a lot of emotion stirring. So I'm going to stress the addiction issue. So if you tend to drink, drugs, food, whatever your outlet is, be mindful. So if you like to drink and drug, don't get no car, things like that. I'm just saying, somebody need to hear that. Now we got some more water here. What we got here? The 4 of water. So, maybe some of these things are getting stirred up because you just like sitting back and you may be a little bored right now. Is that a bored or self-absorbed? So this also is touching on the emotions. That water, that's this second chakra is all water. That's like your bladder, your urinary tract. So what I'm going to encourage you, especially getting Yamayashi's water, and you pulled that chakra card too, and it's 4, make sure you're drinking plenty of water. Maybe go swimming, but be mindful and be safe near the water. Don't be, reckless. That's the word. Don't be reckless. So maybe you're just a little bored or self-absorbed. So I would encourage you, especially with the vibration right now, all this water, so you're bored and, maybe you're feeling, you could just be too self-absorbed, wrapped up. I would urge you to get some cardiovascular exercise, like burn some of that stuff, boil some of that water off, more or less, or rearrange your furniture, like do something, get a change of scenery. But here, you're definitely being encouraged to accept that there's other points of views besides your own. This is like for somebody who know everything. Just lay back and be receptive to other points of view. And now we have the winds of change. This is Oya. What I think is interesting that you got Oya and Yemaya in this reading, because the story is Oya used to own the ocean and Yemaya used to own the cemetery. But if you really think about them, they're both cemeteries. How many bodies or how many people have lost their lives to the ocean, and then we have the cemetery here. And since we have both of these, I'm also going to say, I know if this is your thing, this may be a time to give some reverence to your ancestors, or maybe if you're near the cemetery with some, go take some flowers to them, or do something like that. Give reverence to your ancestors, because looking at this, the spirits are around you. They are present. But then Oya here is the winds of change. She's like Joan of Arc. She don't take no mess. She's about courage, that fighting spirit. So even if you're fighting with yourself here, because this may be that boredom. And as I said with Yemaya, you have to be mindful of dealing with primal energies. Or, for example, maybe you say you want to build your empire, but you're too busy being free-hearted and giving your money away instead of keeping it in your pocket. I'm not saying don't be mindful, but you need to set some boundaries. This is like being guided too much by emotions. So you're being encouraged here to show some willpower and tenacity. If you really want something, what are you willing to sacrifice? And here with this passion, this is that chakra, like I said, dealing with feelings and emotions. And with all this water, maybe you just like a little too caught up. But maybe you should ask yourself, are your daily actions reflecting what you want? You know, are your daily actions reflecting what you want? Now, again, this is that emotion water chakra, so I still encourage you to drink water. And with these oranges, eat oranges, tangerines, papaya, orange foods, maybe doing yoga, some stretching or things like that to help bring your emotions. This is about balancing emotions here, because see, the thing is, what I think you want is some real security. And there's going to be, you're being required to show some courage here to make some changes if there's certain things you want. What are you willing to do? If your friend call you and say, look, I need $500. And you say, wow, I really feel for you. I can't help you, but maybe I can give you 50. Because you know there's something that you need to do or handle for yourself. Now that's just an example on a material level. But are you giving things away because it's an emotional thing? You know, you want to be a hero, you want to rescue, or is it a self-esteem issue? Why do you feel like you have to be a people pleaser? I'm not saying you do, but what stirs your emotions to do certain things? And this even goes back to those addictions, if that's the case. Now this says protective powers guard against harm and bring victory through bravery. Isn't that what I just said here? You want that security? What are you going to show some tenacity to change? Where are you going to step up and got that fighting willpower spirit? You know what I'm saying? Now, for some here, I really think it's more maybe having a conversation with your mom. With all this water, maybe there's some past emotional issues that need to be healed, or may need to be looked at from another perspective, so that you can go forth and build that security that you want. And maybe you're emotionally holding on to something that it's time to show that courage and willpower to let go of. I'm just saying. Now I pulled 2 oracle cards here. The first one here is the wise one. Grow within your current situation. So however you may be feeling, like, you know, being all self-absorbed or whatever, from this point, being in the present, you could grow from the situation that you are in now. That wise owl, that wise person, what is interesting, I'm looking at this as a wise elder, or your mom or your ancestors, somebody. You can grow and you can change. All you got to do is decide. And what's good at this Mercury retrograde period is this gives you an opportunity to revisit your life and decide, show that courage that you're going to change because there's something better for you. And we all slip up, but be strong. This wise one is saying, grow within your current situation. You could do it. And it's like this owl, it's like spirit is looking out. But it's up to you to take the courage to take the steps. What are you willing to sacrifice? And then this next card, infinite abundance. As you build that security, and actually your own emotional security here with all this water, there's some emotional, some are getting reinforced and some are realigning. You know, notice all those words I used during this retrograde period with the Pisces season, Pisces retro and Mercury, and this Pisces new moon. You show courage and start growing from this situation, and abundance is pouring in your life. What you need to do is maybe stop being so self-absorbed and look at who's really in your corner. Not the ones you're trying to impress, if that's the case, or all that old stuff, because a lot of these emotions could be stuff that's you've been carrying on from childhood or from past lives. It's time to let some of that stuff go. And really, when you think about passion here, when you really think about it, do your actions reflect what it is that you want? So this is about re-looking at yourself. Look at yourself, because abundance is pouring in, and actually you have a lot of help around you. Yemaya is your mother, and even Oya, even though she's the winds of change and she is take no prisoners type of person, but she rules the cemetery. So these ancestral spirits are probably stirring. That's maybe why you're so emotional. And like I said, if you're feeling a little self-absorbed, go out there, get some exercise, burn some cardio, take you a container of orange juice, and, you know, burn all that stuff off. And then take those moments with all this water. Take some time for yourself. This is a good time for meditation and reflection. Pisces. This new moon in Pisces, for Pisces sun, moon, and rising, if you use this energy, reflect, and definitely look at that weekly reading regarding retrograde. Definitely check that out. If you use this energy, you can only grow from this particular situation. Just don't fall into those base emotions. And when I'm talking about base, I'm talking about sex, drugs, rock and roll. Okay? Stay away from that. All right. Let me know what you think. All right? Please like, share, subscribe. Please leave a comment below. I love getting comments. Okay? And give me a thumbs up. This is Sister Omi. Peace.